it's NaNoWriMo week 2! So we have completed a full week of NaNoWriMo, and I'm not gonna lie, my first week was rough. I totally did not take my own advice and work ahead, and I kept on getting stuck, and it was crazy. I wrote a little bit every day, so I at least could be updating my word count and keep going, but I definitely struggled. But then over the weekend, I was able to catch up a little bit. I had a day off from work yesterday, so I wrote like 3,000 words, and I caught up, and as of this morning, I hit the 14,000 word mark, and hopefully by the end of the day or tomorrow morning, I'll get to 15,000 words. Let's find something for me to read to you. Alright, so here are a couple paragraphs from a chapter I was working on this weekend that describes a magic shop that my main characters are discovering for the first time. Blair and Elijah hurried through the Chicago streets, a couple of neighborhoods away from their own, wanting to get out of the February cold. Blair kept looking down at the card in her glove-clad palm to be sure she had the address correct. When they approached the magic shop, it was squeezed in between several other old buildings. The pedestrians walking by took no notice of the store with a sign reading, "Trickster's Magic Emporium for all your magical needs," as though such a place should exist on every corner. A tiny bell rang when they walked through the door, which had a tiny 5-star etched into one of the corners, and a strong sense of incense filled their nostrils. Waves of magic glossed over their shoulders as they closed the door, wards to protect from evil spirits. Tall wooden shelves lined the walls filled with leather-bound books and trinkets. Bundles of dried sage and other various herbs hung from the ceilings. An average-sized counter stood in the back with a glass case in front of it. Old armchairs sat in the corner with a table draped in red cloth in between. A crystal ball sat on top of it. Behind the counter stood more shelves, but these held bottles of all shapes and sizes with labels made of parchment attached to them. A display of cauldrons stood in the corner. There was a sign which stated, "All customers asking for Love Potion number 9 for Valentine's Day will be banned from the premises." Blair chuckled when she read it. And I totally noticed how awful that description was as I was reading to you, which is why you really shouldn't share what you're writing during NaNoWriMo, because then you're going to get all conscious about how good it is, and yeah. But anyway, over this week, because I struggled so much, I did learn a couple of things, or actually more of like relearned a couple of things that I just need to remind myself as I'm writing. So those are going to be my tips that I share with you for week 2. My first suggestion is sometimes you have to stop writing. I know that sounds really, really bizarre, but hear me out. I took a day or two where I really didn't write a whole lot. In fact, there was one afternoon that I had free, and I decided to go work on my novel at Starbucks, but I intentionally didn't bring my laptop. All I brought was my NaNoWriMo notebook and a pen and some music to listen to. And I just sat there at Starbucks for a couple hours, finishing out my outline. I just planned it out. I thought about different plot points. I thought about characters and developed them more. And honestly, it helped so much. At first, I was really hesitant to take that time that I really should have been using to actually be writing. But a friend of mine was like, yeah, but since you don't know where your story is going, you need to figure that out. And now, once you know where your story is going, the words are going to come out so much easier, and you'll be able to catch up in no time. And it really was true. While everything isn't completely ironed out, I have a way better vision of where my story is going. So seriously, sometimes you just need to stop writing and work on other things for a little while. In addition to that, sometimes you need to stop and just clear your head of everything. One of the things that I like to do when I'm stuck and I don't know what I'm doing, I go window shopping. It's just something, I'll go to Target or I'll go to the mall and I'll just mindlessly wander the stores. And it just is really great to help me clear my head, think about nothing, and then when I get back home, I'm ready to go again. But seriously, find a writing buddy or two. I love having conversations via text, on the phone with some friends to brainstorm ideas. Or a friend of mine, she and I met on Saturday and we went over our outlines together. And it kind of sucked because I was telling her my outline that I had just worked on for so long, and all of a sudden she was just kind of like poking all these holes in my plot and being like, well, there's wrong with this, and this is wrong, and that's wrong, and you need to figure this out more. And it kind of sucked to hear that feedback, but it gave me so much more to think about and more for myself to look at my story and figure out how it can be better. Because yes, this is a rough draft, and it's gonna be terrible, and there's gonna be plot holes, and there's gonna be so many things that need to get fixed, but I still want my novel to be something I can work off of. So because I want to do something I can work off of, I still want to at least try to do as well as I can, knowing it's not going to be perfect. So having someone else being able to look at my outline, at my story, and what I'm writing, and giving me their feedback is really, really helpful, even though it kind of sucks. So those are my suggestions for week 2. So let me know how you're doing in NaNoWriMo. What are your suggestions for week 2? And if you have anything that you want to talk about with NaNoWriMo, leave it down in the comments, and I'll see you later. Bye.